Good morning, and welcome once again to Interfaith Truth Center. We are here on Austell Road in Austell, Georgia, US of A. And we're with family today. It's our last Sunday in 2020, the end of the year. I would like to just kind of do a shout out, if I could, to Norma Osmond. She is our loving and lovely leader. They are our founder, and she's under the weather a bit. She's at home, but she's tuned in, I'm sure. So much love to you, Norma, this morning. We miss you. We're holding down the fort. And, you can get your little pad out and you can critique us if you'd like. We don't mind because we're ready for that lesson when you show back up again. So we miss you, and all the love and light that I'm just grabbing it all from everybody back here, and I'm pushing it out to you, love. We love you, we miss you, and we wish you a happy, happy holiday. Hope you and your family's been enjoying each other, loving on each other, appreciating each other, because we love you. And like I said, we're holding down the fort. Here we are. My name is Jean Aaron, and I'm happy to have the privilege to deliver the final message for 2020. It's been a year, like I said earlier. We've been through some stuff. But when you look back at January 1st, 2020, or December the 31st, 2019, you gotta be proud and happy and pleased with yourself. Because we know that came March this year, we had a visitor that just don't know how to go home. COVID-19. And we know that COVID's coming to visit our house, disrupting our comfort zone. Took a few of our loved ones and people that we cared about and concerned about with them. But we're here. And we are, on behalf of all those that's gone, we would say a special prayer and just a thanks, just a thought of thanks and gratitude that you were a part of this, a part of our lives, and we appreciate you, we miss you, we love you. And like the old folk used to say, I'm gonna live my life so one day I'll be able to see you again. So here we are. This morning, the title of my message is Lessons Learned in 2020, Living Life Outside the Comfort Zone. Ain't nobody comfortable up in here, are we? No, we're not. All right, that's the title today. And I want to repeat again the thought for the week, because I want you to carry that with you and hold on to it for the rest of the week coming. And in fact, just take it with you into 2021. Greatness is living your life outside your comfort zone. We are living life outside the comfort zone. And as dim and as crazy a ride as it has been this year, we learned a thing or two, because we're here today. Here we are. So today we're going to talk about some of those things that we learned and kind of reflect on them, figure out what we want to do with them. So, are you ready to put this year behind you? I hear some folks saying, yeah. I feel some folks saying, yeah. My spirit is jumping up and down saying, let's get this show on the road. That's okay. It's okay. We got a few days left. It's been a year to remember and one that we'd love to forget. It has not been comfortable. It has not been comfortable. And I know that all of us would agree. I'm not even going to ask you to agree, because it just goes without saying. We've all been, and it's something that we're familiar with the term, get outside the comfort zone. People encourage us to get outside the comfort zone, don't they? They've been saying that all this time. Just live out. You know, you want something to happen with you in life, you got to do it outside the comfort zone. Nothing happens in the comfort zone. Nothing, that's what they say. Nothing happens in the comfort zone. Oh, we were snuggled up and nice and fat and happy in the comfort zone, you know, some time back. But COVID happened. Darn it, COVID came along and did a trick on us, you know. Did a trick on us. So how's it been? How you been living? How things been going for you outside the comfort zone? Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Could be better. It was a nice roller coaster, huh? I'm not fond of roller coasters myself, but I've learned to hold on and hold my breath and, you know, just let it rip, as they say. Well, anyway, about a year ago, this time last year, about a year ago, I wrote a blog, and I was encouraging us into 2020. We were kind of like sitting at the back door of 2019, and I wrote this blog. I wrote it on the 21st of December. It was New Year's Eve. I wrote this blog. I'm going to read it to you. I want to share it with you today because it's going to probably, hopefully, it's going to make you think. And if you had an opportunity to read the blog on my website, you know, you've heard it before. But I want to read it today, this morning, because it's something in it that we will find helpful as we reflect and prepare to get the heck up out of here, okay? So I wrote this blog, and again, I want to remind us it's to share. And it's about where my mind was 2019, December 31st. And I remember how excited I was because it was a new decade. It was a whole new decade. We were putting one behind us, and we were going to 2020. And I don't know, you remember the news show 2020? I used to love to hear Barbara Walters say that. Welcome to 2020. A nice catchy phrase. I know we were all excited, just chopping at the bits to get to 2020. Here we go. The title of the blog was "Released to Be Best in 2020," and again, it was written on December the 31st, 2019. As I prepared to close the door on 2019, a decade, and reach out to take the doorknob to 2020, a new decade, I am having the strangest bundle of feelings. It's like a ton of energy just kind of hovering around about me, waiting to see if it gets a chance to move into the new year with me. Waiting at the doorway with me, just energy. And I really wish I could make a picture of what I am feeling, what I'm sensing, and actually seeing as I'm sharing this with you back then in 2019. It is just the strangest feeling, and it was very strange. I remember it very vividly. Strange feeling. Well, anyway, here we are, conscious creators, about to close the door on 2019 and open and walk through the new door, 2020. I would like to invite you to go through a little ceremony with me. Let's call it release. It is something like a New Year's resolution, kind of, sort of. But in this particular case, it's not making a list of promises or to-dos for the new year. It's letting go of some stuff that we just know won't really serve us as we move into 2020. As you know, or should know, we will still have tons of work to do that's waiting for us in the decade to come. It's gonna be quite different, my conscious ones. New and different. Little did I know. It's gonna be like something we've never known before. Creator, Father, is taking us a new way. And yes, it's time. And yes, we're ready. But there are some stuff that we have become too comfortable with. I wrote that a year ago, y'all. we become too comfortable with, that just won't work where we're going. And it's not going to be useful for what we have to do. Little did I want, it's a little prophet, wasn't it? So let's stop right here at the back door of 2019 and just let go of some stuff and leave it here at the back door of 2019. We're having to travel lighter where we're going. Lighter. You get it? Now, I don't mind starting, so I'll start and I'll share my stuff with you. And when you're ready, you can chime in and add, put your list in there. Okay. I'm leaving behind fear, procrastination, unforgiveness, sadness, worry, doubt, lack, poverty, laziness, indecision, gossip, don't need it, envy, bitterness, strife, selfishness, sickness of all kinds and all sorts. I'm leaving behind pity. I can't use that, so I'm leaving I can't. Jealousy, regret. When you're ready, you can add your 2 cents worth. You can jump in with your stuff. Now, as we release that old, dark, heavy stuff, we will nonetheless be traveling lighter and with light. We will be our best to do our best in the days ahead. I'm already feeling lighter. I don't know about you. I stand here at the back door, unpacked my bag, unpacked all the dark stuff that's left laying here all around and about. And I'm ready to travel light into 2020. Oh yeah, forgot to mention this. Make sure you reach out and take the hand of someone to go with you into 2020. Don't go alone. And don't worry, it doesn't matter. Your bag's lighter. You've got plenty of room. So you can take a sleeper if you need to, or find another awakened one. Just don't go alone. The work ahead is new and different. We're going to need all the hands we can get. Ready? Let's lightly go into 2020. Be best. That was a blog that I wrote last year on December the 31st. And as I reflect on that this year, I kind of think about that heaviness that I felt that was lurking around about me when I was getting ready to walk through the 2019 back door into 2020. And now I know what it was. I know what that darkness and that heaviness was that was waiting. I don't know if it was waiting so much for me in the back here, but it was probably there, and I sensed it coming. I was excited. I was very excited about 2020 because 2020 sounded good. 2020 vision. Now you see better than you saw before. I was all ready to go, but I had this heavy stuff going on too. But I was ready to go, and I was going.
We all were.
We were so excited. I know you all are laughing. I know. I hear you. So you can remember, just like me, you can remember how you felt on 2019 New Year's Eve. 2020, yeah, we got, right. Well, that nice catchy phrase, it caught us, didn't it? Did you think it would be like it's been?
No, ma'am.
As heavy as that little darkness that was lurking around about me was feeling, I never would have thunk it at that point in time. Back then, did you see any of what was waiting for us? No. But no sooner than we were stepping through that door and we jumped off into 2020. We were having our fun and our parties and getting along. March 2020 hit us. And all of a sudden, along comes COVID-19. It was like it said, hold up, let's put a period behind 2019. That's what COVID did for us. It was like receiving an eviction notice all of a sudden. We made it through January, February. We thought we had it made. We're kicking back and taking our 2020 ride. And COVID said, hold up. Let's put a period on that one. I recall all of a sudden, all the hope that I had, all the excitement that I had, all the anticipation that I was looking forward to for 2020, it went out the back door or out in outer space. It went somewhere. All of a sudden, fear struck. Panic hit. Oh my gosh. As soon as COVID hit in March, if I can recall correctly, it was March that it happened. All of our hopes and dreams and plans for the new decade was over, at least for that time being. COVID, like I said, had come along and issued an eviction notice. No more comfort zone. If you're living in the comfort zone, everybody out of the comfort zone. Nah, even the sleepers that were hanging around that is going to hang out. Oh, no. Sleepers out, awakened out, consciousness, everybody out of 2020. This comfort zone is gone. How's it been since we've been out here in outer space? The unknown, uncertainty. What do you call it? It's not comfort zone. So what is it? I don't know. It's a lot of, it's 2020. I guess it's 20. We can call it 2020. It was kind of like the universe gave us a wake-up call. Let's wake up, look alive, wake up, look alive. Anyway, it was kind of again like the universe was giving us a wake-up call or an eviction notice. And so we started scrambling around. We were just scrambling. You can remember when it hit. We were scrambling around. We were running around like little, I don't know, ants. And, somebody upset our little ant house. And, we're just scrambling and trying to find our place again. We're putting out fires here. We're running over there. And we had no idea of what we needed to do. It was like, I don't know, somebody pulled the rug out from under us or sucked some of our brain out or what happened? All that excitement and all that play and all that hope and all those dreams we had, what happened to them? Really, we were running around, had no idea what to do. So we bought toilet paper. Like the poop was really going to hit the fan. So we bought plenty toilet paper. Remember? We put on a mask. Like we were all going to collectively go rob a bank. All right, get ready. We're going to, we got this bank robbery scheduled here. Everybody got the mask. Let's go. We marked our line in the sand, took 6 steps back and said, no, don't come any closer. Get back. This is my space. We had our toilet paper, our mask on, and this is my distance. I love you. I'm going to be social with you. But we're going to do it at back there. We panicked. We stayed home from work. We stayed home from school. We were running around, really, like we didn't have no home because we got kicked out of our comfort zone. We gathered together in fear. We listened to the news 24/7. We were scared to death. Oh my gosh, we were. And it's not a warm and cushy feeling to kind of relive, but I want you to think about it. We scrambled outside of our comfort zone for quite a while. And it's been almost 9 months since that pandemic hit the world at large. Didn't just happen here in our little town or in our beautiful country. It happened all over the world. It was called a pandemic. COVID-19, I always wonder what happened with COVID 1 through 18, but that's a different message, I guess. But anyway, COVID, 9 months ago, it hit us, and almost 350,000 people in this country alone, not the world, but in this country alone, are reported to have died because of COVID. Do we settle into the conflict? Do we settle into the panic? Have we made it a way of life now that it's happened? It's 9 months ago. It's a long time. Have we settled into it? Have we adjusted? Are we accepting it as our new norm? This is the way it is. The COVID era, the COVID decade, I don't know, the COVID year. Are we adjusting to it? Getting used to it? Like I said, accepting it for our normal now, our norm, a new norm? Is this our new comfort zone? Hold up. Let's not talk about comfort zones, because I don't think there is going to be such thing as a comfort zone anymore for anybody unless they just want to be in la la land. And it's not a matter of adjusting to any of it or any of this or any of that or whatever's to come. We don't adjust. We don't adjust as conscious creators, as conscious beings, as people who are aware of who they are. We don't adjust. We don't blend. We transform. So we changed. We changed with the changing. We didn't settle into it. And we know what it's all about now. We do, the ones that are awakened, finally. We did finally come to our senses and stop the craziness with the fear. And we turned off the TV after hearing the news once during the day. We turned it off for the rest of the day. We didn't need to hear the repetition of it. So we decided, we came to our senses at some point in time, a few weeks, months after COVID, for those of us who are awakened and aware, know who they are, whose they are. We became aware, and we recognized that, and we came to our senses, and we resumed. We went back to our hope and our dreams and our plans that we had. We maybe had to adapt them a little bit or adjust them and put them on a different time scale or time frame. But we found ourselves, and we began to take this journey called pandemic and COVID and 2020, the new decade. We began to realize that, this was the change that we knew was coming. We didn't know what it was, but we knew that change was coming. We knew there was going to be a difference in who we are and what we had to live and experience. Didn't know exactly what it was going to be, but we did know it. So, as we prepare for 2021, happily prepared for it, and I don't know if we're excited as we were last year when we jumped off into 2020, but we're excited because we know that every day presents a new opportunity for us, and every day's new. Every single day is new. That's what I think one of the first lessons that we learned is new means different. New means change. New means change. So we don't take it for granted that tomorrow is going to look like today. We don't take that for granted anymore. We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, but we know it's going to be something different, and it's going to be an opportunity for us to experience it and be a part of it, and not it to be taking us for crazy rides and off to the grocery store to fight with our neighbors to who gets the last roll of paper. We don't have to do that, and we know, we learn that. But I want you to reflect on this year as you prepare for next year. And I'm going to say the same thing that I did for last year, and I'll say that at the end, but I'm going to say it right here. Take a look at what you got, what you're carrying, what you've got with you, and decide what needs to stay, what needs to just drop away from you, to leave, didn't have no business in your bag anyway, as you move forward into the new year. You decide what you're going to release here into 2021 and the years to come. So what are some of the lessons that we've learned, that you've learned, that I've learned, that's been presented to us as a collective human race? What are some of the things that we've learned during this past year? And how have these lessons impacted our lives? And again, we're conscious, so we don't adjust, we don't blend. How have they transformed you into who you are becoming? Because you are becoming and becoming and becoming. I don't know if you'll ever be totally what you are, but you're becoming all the time. So what are some of the lessons? Like I said, there's the lessons that I'm going to present this morning, there's a few, are lessons that we learned collectively as a people, as a human race. And I know there's probably many more, but I'm going to just kind of talk about a few of these. We learn how precious and fragile life is. Or more specific, we've learned how precious and fragile our personal health can be. With the onset of COVID earlier this year, it come and it spread the fear of, oh my God, I could die. I could catch this disease and I could die. My children can catch this and they could die. My family could catch this and they could die. No, I'm out in the world and I'm going to be surrounded by folks that may have it. They don't even know that. We were so struck with that fear. And we recognized how fragile and precious that life was and the health that we had was. Every time somebody would cough or clear their throat, I don't know about you, but I was looking and making sure I was behind the line. I don't know. That's what I did. I'm telling the truth because I did. Something else we learned. We learned that we could listen and stop and hear and just listen to news 24/7 and be affected by it and stay, in the panic zone, in the panic area and our blood pressure's up and feeling like, woe is us and, what am I going to do? And wringing our hands and, where's my, we could do that. And we did that for a while until we recognized who we were, whose we were. And then we kicked back and we started turning off and tuning out and taking back control that we had relinquished to COVID. We just gave it away to them. We forgot who we were for a minute. But we began to take control back. We're controlling our thoughts. We're controlling what comes into us and how our feelings. And we recognize that, hey, I got this. So I can control my thoughts and my feelings and my behavior. And I don't have to react like the madness that I was acting 2 weeks ago or yesterday. I can go to the grocery store and I can say, oh, I bought toilet paper last time. You could have this roll. Oh, I forgot my mask. Let me run out to the car and get it and put it on. Come back. So I can give respect to your health and my health. I learned that. We also learned that we're not an island. And even with social distancing, we learned that we're all in this together. That we're all in this together. COVID wasn't playing favorites. Old people, young people, rich people, poor people, black people, white people, brown people, yellow people were dying. People were losing mommies and daddies and sisters and brothers, teachers, preachers. It didn't say, show me your card. Now, let me see no. COVID hit. And we were all in it together. And it was happening not just here in the United States of America, where we got it. It was happening all over the world. And we learned that we got it, maybe not so got it. Let's take another look at that got it. So we learned that. We learned that protecting ourselves individually meant protecting our community. And we learned that not protecting ourselves, or you not protecting yourself, or our neighbors not protecting them, was affecting me and my family and my community and my welfare. We learned that. Now, all the time it's been that way. That's how it was. We are our brother's keeper. We were always that. But we kind of, it's like put an exclamation point on it. Darn it, you are your brother's keeper. And your brother is your keeper as well. We learned that. We learned that if we suffer, then chances are the communities in which we live suffers as well. When we're at risk, we learn that you're at risk. They're at risk. We also learn that life is now. That all of the life we have to live is right now. This moment is all we have. We learn that. Sometimes the hard way, when some of us were sitting in hospitals holding our loved ones' hands. Or picking up the telephone and hearing that we've lost someone. We knew in that moment that we were alive. Now, we could look back at yesterday in the past and reminisce and wish and hope. But if we were living and enjoying it and suffering with it or whatever was happening in the moment, it was happening now. So we learned about now. And if we didn't learn how to pray and meditate before in the past, we learned how to do it. And we learned that when we speak now, that's what's heard. That's what's being listened to. That's what the universe is hearing us and seeing us do and be. So we learned about now. And we learned how to live and love in the moment. Or live and suffer in the moment. Or live and be in the moment. We learned that. And that's another thing we learned. We learned that people, we learned who the important people in our lives were. Who meant the most to us. We stopped, in most cases. We stopped taking for granted those people that we loved. Because all of a sudden we don't have access to them. We're isolated, we're separated from them. I can't see my grandkids whenever I want to, who lives out of state. I can't get on an airplane and fly to see them. They can't get on the plane and fly to see me. So I learned about being apart from people that I love and I care about and I long to see and be with. I found myself isolated and being separate. And I understood all of a sudden, I love being alone, by the way, and I've never had a problem with it. But all of a sudden, because I didn't have a choice, my choice was to be alone. I prefer it. That's what I thought. But all of a sudden, because I had no choice, somebody had taken that choice away from me, I was isolated, and it was not a good feeling. I've been single a long time and lived alone a long time, and never had a problem with it. But all of a sudden, I'm homesick. I'm people sick. I gotta be with somebody. Craziness, huh? So I learned that. We learned that it is not things that matter, but it's people that mattered most. Not things, not stuff, but people. We learned that being thankful come in teeny things more often than the big things. We learned that just being able to get in my car and go to the grocery store, happy, singing, yeah, get out of the car, run in, run out, get what I want. No, they're ushering me in a certain line to go in and usher me out of another way to come out. All of a sudden. I take for granted being able to come in and put my arms around an old friend and hug them, and they're going like this to me. Okay. I know, social distancing. I start being appreciative to being able to touch somebody, to really reach out and touch somebody. Small things. The car, the Maserati can wait. The trip to wherever can wait. I just wanted to go and see my grandkids. I wanted to see Barron down in Jacksonville. I wanted to see him. And finally, we learned what and when to let go. Rather than holding on to something or situation that doesn't serve us, this has little or no meaning to us, we learned how to, I really don't need that. I don't need that. I'll laugh because I've been cleaning out my closet for about 3 months. I clean it out and I get a bundle up and take it to Goodwill. And I come back and I start putting things back in the closet and I start looking at it. I don't really need that. So I put that aside again and that aside again. And then I get another bundle up and I take it. This is the truth, y'all. And I'm not rich. And I take that bundle to Goodwill and I come back and I start putting things in the closet again. And I don't really need that. And I don't need that. And what am I going to do with this? I don't work anymore. You know, I can't get on a plane, so I don't need my nice little cushy, my pillow. You know, I don't need that. So I started another bundle. Fourth time, I'm going to be working on it. I'm going to finish it before New Year's, but I am going to get stuff back in my closet before New Year's Day. So I'm still releasing stuff and identifying things that, yeah, it was an attachment to it. It really meant something to me in 2018 and 2019 and yesterday. But today, you know, it doesn't have the same meaning because I think about what does mean and what does matter. And it's nothing to compare to this. So into the Goodwill bundle that go. Now, those are a few things, just a few things that I personally feel like all of us have learned over the time that we've been visited by our long-lasting COVID visitor. And there's more. Like I said, there's many more. You have some of your own that you probably would like to share and think about, and hopefully you will reflect on them over the next few days as we end 2020. It's a new decade. The decade ain't going nowhere, but this year is going to be gone. So we're going to still be in the decade of 2020. 2021 is coming up. Have no idea what's going to be, but it's coming. So take a look. Just stop and realize and reflect, assess, evaluate how far you've been. Reflect. Go back there, take a look, remember, recall. Ground yourself presently today as you look forward into what's to be and what's to come. And remember that what you have right now, you have the opportunity to decide what is it that you want to go forward with. And the best way for me to suggest that you evaluate it and assess it is, does it serve any purpose for you? Does it meet any need, or will it meet any need for you? If it doesn't, let it go. Release it. So again, ask yourself what other lessons you've learned besides being thankful, you know, the most important people in your life, the things that matter to you. You know, just what are the things that you learn and how have they impacted your life? And hopefully you won't tell me, well, I've adjusted. I don't want you to adjust. I don't want you to adjust to it. I don't want you to get comfortable ever again. I want you to be okay with it, because you know that as sure as you breathe, the sun will rise tomorrow. Whether you're with it or not, it will rise tomorrow, and it's going to be okay. But evaluate, assess, and review and reflect on all those things that made a difference in your life and impacted your life. Figure out how it impacted it. Decide if that's the way you want to be impacted. And if it's not, how do you want to be impacted going forward? And decide what you need to do to get the job done. We are to remain concerned and remain hopeful and remain loving and remain kind with one another. Those are the things we need to identify and make sure that we hold fast to, and we never let go, and that we carry on with that's with us at all the time. From where we're sitting or standing, COVID is not just about me or you as an individual. And as we prepare for 2021, again, let me suggest that you reflect, evaluate, assess, and decide right here again at the back door of 2020. Before you open the door to 2021, just take a look and see what you've learned and decide what we have that we should take with us and what we have that we should leave behind. What will serve us as we go forward into the new year, into the new on and on into the decade. But let me warn you, comfort zones are likely a thing of the past. You'll never see another comfort zone as such. But I'm thinking that since there's no more comfort zone, we may have to, we definitely have a new norm. But what do we call that new norm? We call it change, and we call it unpredictable change. Change is inevitable, we know that. Sometimes we can manage change. Sometimes change manages us. But I think just to be aware that change is unpredictable. Change going forward is very unpredictable. Very unpredictable. The only thing I can say is that I know this for a true fact. I don't know how I know it. I don't know. If somebody says, how you know? I don't know. God told me. We will have to make a choice. No longer will we be allowed to sit and just be and let it happen. I don't care who you are and how frustrated you get with having to make the choice. But before all is said and done, the change that is happening in our life and that will continue to happen to us and for us, you'll have to decide what side you're going to be on, how you're going to react to it. Am I going to adjust to it, just blend in, go with the flow of everybody else? Am I going to stand up and I'm going to be transformed by that change, be empowered by that change, be a part of the difference, for the good of the difference, for the good of the collective? Or am I just going to go along with it? So that I know, that before it's all said and done, before you're done being, part of that being will choosing, deciding, making a choice. Doesn't matter which choice you make. Really, it doesn't, but you will make a choice. So once again, prepare to release old stuff, old ways, old thoughts, old beliefs, old behavior, and prepare to be ready for what is to come. And it's more of the unpredictable. It's more of the uncertainty. We made it through 2020. We can make it through the rest of this decade. Travel light, though. Always light travel. God bless you. Let's get ready for round 2, 3, 4, whatever to come. I love you guys, and again, release and be ready for 2021. God bless you. I love you.